The warm weather is just about here, and that means that some of the problems like the lanternfly will also be returning. Here to tell us what to do about these insects that pose a problem for us is Kyle Shutt. He is an insect management technician with the Schuylkill Conservation District. He'll also be joined by his good friend Porcupine Pat in just a little bit. But Kyle, you want to talk about what is happening with the lanternfly, and also it's the season for ticks and Lyme disease, so we get hit with it all at once, right?
Just an update with the lanternfly. They're still here. They're definitely going to be out this summer. And as far as the next couple months, what some homeowners can do is continue scraping eggs, looking for the egg masses in their backyard. And then probably towards the end of April, depending on our April weather, you may start to see the first lanternfly nymphs hatching out. So that's the time to get your sticky bands up. You can start getting some circle traps out in your backyard to try to collect those guys and get them before they turn into the next stage, and then eventually turning to adults later in the summer. And then I do want to get a service announcement out for Lyme disease. Those numbers are going to start creeping up as we get into late spring and early summer. And it does coincide with when we like to go outside. The ticks like to get active. The adult females will probably be active now through about May, and then the nymph ticks will start to pick up activity in April, and they'll run all summer. And the problem is really with the nymph ticks because they do carry Lyme disease, and they're much smaller than the adults. So if they do bite and latch on, people have a lot of trouble finding them on their body, and then that's how they can transmit the disease to you. And then you will get that circle rash. If you did get bit by a tick that does have Lyme disease, that's usually a telltale sign. But then you could also start to feel flu-like symptoms, headache, fever, body aches, chills, and that'll usually happen within the first week to 30 days. And if it does go unnoticed, you could also start to feel some joint pain or some neurological problems, and that usually comes in about a month after an infected tick would bite you. So those are just a couple of things to look out for this summer. And some of the things that you can do yourself to protect is wear permethrin-treated clothing. That'll kill ticks on contact if they try to crawl on you. And then just avoiding ticky areas, if you can stay away from leaf piles, dry leaves, tall grass areas. If you do like to go out on hikes, out on walks, staying on the trail definitely helps. It can keep the ticks from latching onto you.
And Pat,
Yep.
you can tell us about this infamous cicadas that are coming back. Not bad enough we have a pandemic. Now we have the cicadas that are actually coming this year after 17 years.
Cicadas don't bite, don't sting. All they do is, well, as an example, let's say you're mowing your lawn during the daytime. Believe it or not, cicadas are attracted to that. So they may land on you. So that's kind of creepy to know that they would walk on you. Keep in mind that these are the size of the thumb you have. So it's a substantial insect. But what's interesting and almost mysterious is they spend most of their life underground. This is called brood 10 or brood X, the Roman numeral 10. And 17 years ago, they were little eggs. And well, over the course of 17 years, they grew 5 instars, meaning they changed and grew bigger and bigger till finally they come out of the hole. And you've seen the shells. As a child, how many times have we seen the brown, what they call exoskeleton? That's empty. That's the young. And the adult is flying around. Well, in my research for this show, I've heard the term billions, and then I've heard more than one source say trillions are expected. I would say May would be the time into June. And believe it or not, the adult only lasts, believe it or not, a month. They are supposed to be the loudest critters, the loudest insects of anywhere. And in fact, some people say that it gets up to 100 decibels and it could sound like a lawnmower or a power tool. So, wow, that's a whole lot of bug right there.